When I opened my first tiny retail shop in a big mall, I didn't even have goods in stock. My starting capital was just a few $1,000s. I began as a simple dealer for a large company. Nothing more. But within a few weeks, I made my first sale. And that one sale covered my entire monthly rent. A few months later, I was already working independently and ordering inventory worth tens of thousands of dollars directly from the manufacturer. 7 years later, the tiny shop born from my idea had grown into the largest regional retail network, specializing in high-end children's furniture. "20 years ago, I had a tiny budget, but a huge desire to build something of my own. I knew I couldn't sell the same products that were already flooding the market. My idea of selling high-end multifunctional children's furniture didn't appear overnight. It was forming for years. I also knew I could never afford to open a traditional furniture store selling sofas or kitchens. Those products require huge showrooms, high rent, and massive operating costs. Even back then, I understood that selling to rich customers was easier. That's why my future buyers had to be people who appreciate quality and are willing to pay for it. I wanted something unique, something the market had never seen, and most importantly, something I genuinely loved. One day, I had a fascinating conversation with a friend who told me about a unique children's desk her child was absolutely obsessed with. When I visited her home and finally saw it, I thought, I wish I had something like this when I was a child. For me, the desk and chair felt like Ray Kroc in McDonald's for the first time, a true moment of revelation. A desk that grows with the child was astonishing. It had a modern design and so many thoughtful features kids absolutely adored. Back then, 20 years ago, almost no one knew about products like this. Only one company was importing this furniture into our country. What excited me most was that these desks and chairs required very little space. That meant I could open a tiny shop and display just a few models, enough to create my first showroom. A small store didn't require large investment. But one big obstacle remained. I had to convince the distributor to let me become their dealer. How was I supposed to do that? I had no warehouse, no inventory, no money to buy a batch of products. So I asked him to give me the display samples on a payment plan. The distributor was surprised by my optimism. We negotiated for several months, and eventually I got my yes. My only expense was the rent for a small shop. His expense was zero. Fortunately for me, he agreed, because I wasn't his competitor. He sold a wide range of furniture, and children's furniture was just a secondary product for him. Finally, I opened my first furniture store in a shopping mall. Back then, expensive furniture was only sold in large studios, places customers rarely visited. Shopping malls were completely different. There was constant foot traffic. People came to eat, to walk around, to look at beautiful displays, not just to shop. For my product, this was the perfect environment. The classic 4P rule of marketing. Product, place, price, promotion worked exactly as it should. A high-quality premium product has to be where affluent customers spend their time. And the mall was exactly that place. As soon as I displayed the desks, mothers walking with their children started coming in. And the kids didn't want to leave. They loved lifting the adjustable tabletops. Sitting at the desks, drawing, they were completely fascinated. A week later, one mother bought an expensive set. Soon, she returned with her friend and her friend's child. And that's how it started. Word about these unusual desks and chairs spread fast. Mothers were amazed that their children would sit for hours, drawing, reading, and pretending to be grown-ups. 6 months later, demand exploded. My supply simply couldn't keep up. And that's when I truly understood how the principle of scarcity works in sales. Parents who loved the product but didn't manage to buy it in time started begging me to bring in new desks as fast as possible, especially before Christmas. Many were ready to pay in advance and wait months for delivery. Once we collected enough prepared orders, I didn't need to invest my own money anymore. The business began to grow. We opened stores in different cities, and that's how my idea grew into a full network of retail locations. Yes, it was hard, and I had to learn a lot along the way. But the effort I put in back then is still paying off today. If you enjoyed this story, tell me in the comments what else you'd like to hear. Subscribe to the channel. There's much more ahead. And please give this video a like. Your support helps my channel grow on YouTube. On my channel, I share real-life experience that can help you understand how to start your own business. I also break down the mechanisms that help us as entrepreneurs sell products and earn profit.